Coast clear. Is it safe? Can I talk about this game again? I can't hear any shouting, or name-calling, or threats to sue anyone in the Steam comments. Alright, I think it's all clear. A kind day to you all, I'm Kinsmark, and this is Chapter 5 of Let's Play Orion. Because I guess it isn't a project anymore. I can't keep up, man. And straight away, I should address a certain something that I'm sure is at the forefront of anyone's mind that's familiar with this game and its already checkered history. The scandal that plagued it some time ago since I last covered it concerning the devs of this game having stolen certain assets from Activision in the creation of several models in this game. I covered it in my fashion, as did many others. The story even made front-page news as gaming outlets go, and called down one of the most intense scandals I've seen affect a games company in some time. I shan't cover it at any additional length here. Suffice it to say that once the devs admitted the problem existed, and I still say that should have happened much sooner than it did, they identified the artist responsible and cut all content he'd contributed to the project, along with his employment at the company. And you know what? I'll cut him some credit for that. I still maintain that the responsibility for the incident lies with Trek Industries, as they hired him in the first place, and that's just the sort of concern that comes along with management. They solved the problem once it was proven to them to exist, though, and so at least in that manner, they've made some amount of amends and learned one hell of a harsh lesson in careful hiring of art staff. Also cut are some of the cosmetic helmets that pretty clearly made unlicensed use of copyrighted likenesses, so that's probably a safe call as well. A fair amount of change has come to the game since then, and I admit I kinda cut keeping track of it for a while after the incident, as I suspected it'd kill the game entirely. And to their credit, they're still hanging on and even making progress, including the apparent addition of an experimental PvP mode and the ability to explore some new hub spaces. So, let's check them out. I'm curious especially about the PvP mode, as it's apparently a free-for-all, and it sounds like they can actually get an impressive amount of players onto the same map at one time. So let's see here. Access terminal, matchmaking. Let's see. What would I like to do? Harvest, survival, mayhem, FFA, PvP, or explore. Alright, I'll save that for now. And conduct a little combat. Let's see here. Server location, US East, sure. Time of day, day? Sure. Start game? Am I creating a match or finding a match? I don't know. Let's find out. Aha! Alright, I'm actually connected. Welcome to OSIRIS. Alright. So, apparently, according to the developer's notes for this actual mode, the, character skills and equipment and all of that is set to a standard level. So at the moment it's just sort of a means of stress testing the actual mechanics of the competitive mode. And I should also clarify that, as one can see, one of the additional implementations that has come to the game since I last covered it is first person. I actually forget the key input to change camera. So now this is actually the single game I am aware of. I think I see a red circle on the map that could perhaps signal an enemy, in which one can control one's character in first, third, and isometric camera views. Alright, I'm impressed at the scale of the map, and it's pretty and all. Can I actually find someone to shoot at? I'd like that. Hi. I came all this way, and it seems like my one opponent is AFK. Alright, let's try this again, and this time I think I'll check the server browser to see if I can find a single server that actually has someone in it. Alright, that's a harvest mode, though. Man, is that the single active server? Yeah. Alright, let's try this one more time then. Yeah, server privacy, public, everyone. Time of day, server location. Alright. So perhaps I might have conflated the active server usage on Steam with ability to find competition in the PvP mode. Huh. Alright, well, at least one can check out the environment. I'll give them credit. It's a cool looking map. And it definitely does a little more to highlight the theme that, all across their content on their Steam page, highlights this as a game that's set in space. However, most of the maps make very little indication of that. So, yeah. Oh, hey! I see someone! Oh, crap, they see me. Alright then, fine. Let's just... Alright. That's the same character I killed the first time. Alright, fair play to you. And there's the teleport module. I think they called it a blink? I don't know. That's another new thing. So perhaps I should consider exploring. Let's see here. Matchmaking? Explore. Aha! Agora, Citadel, Geode, and Orbital Command. I think that's the place I am at the moment, so I guess I'll check all of these out one at a time? Sure, because I think these are simply alternate player hubs. Ugh. I don't know, I'm not sure, because the dev notes about these aren't all that clear, so... Yeah, this is the same sort of table that seems pretty incongruous to this environment, as in the station. Alright. I can access a terminal at the flame. Alright then! Apparently loot crates are a thing now. I didn't know that. I'm curious about the contents of those, especially considering that there is a PvP mode now. Quests. Alright, so those seem like dailies. Yeah, and weeklies. And... Alright. Is there anything of any import around here? Or is this sheerly just a cosmetic hub change that I can elect for if I connect to the online lobby? This actually looks like the place I just was. Alright. Well, credit where it's due. This environment looks friggin' gorgeous. And this actually extends a fair distance. Alright, do I have a map? I don't think I do. Huh. Alright. Well, consider me intrigued. Because this actually seems like it's set to deliver a little more of the claim that this game makes at offering an open world experience at some stage of development. That at the moment, as far as I'm aware, it simply doesn't. However, it's in the plans, so I am intrigued. Just also feeling a little dull here. Oh my. Alright, so I found the site of the apocalypse. Alright, I am also curious as to how any of this flora is growing, considering there isn't an atmosphere to speak of. What with my ability to see all of the stars and novae and planets around. Anyway, let's just continue on. I think I might also, since it seems like there isn't anything to do here, as pretty as it is, change maps and see about some of the others. Yeah, because these are all just these little gear terminal things that almost add sort of a mystic aesthetic to this part of it. I don't know. Yeah, this is another hub area. Alright then. Can I change maps from here? Maybe? Matchmaking. Explore. Alright, I can. Citadel. I'm Commander Kinsmark, and this is the most confusing map on the Citadel. Aha! Here we are. So... this seems a lot like the game I just referenced. Alright. It's cool. I'll give it that. And it manages to distract one from the low poly nature of the distant effects with the slight fuzziness of the visuals. Alright. The one thing I can consistently say about this game, it is all kinds of pretty. They're definitely making clever use of the Unreal Engine. So let's see here. Man, that is an impressive looking tower. I'm just concerned that as cool as these environments are, there isn't anything to do in them, so there isn't much of a point of them. Maybe I'm just missing something. Can I catch a game there at the stadium? Maybe watch some races. I don't know, man. I can't find anything of import, so I'm just gonna change maps again and see if there's anything interesting at the GEODE map. Can I crack it open and find gems inside? Or am I inside it? And I'm the gem. 'Cause positivity and stuff. Alright, so this is clearly some kind of asteroid mine, I assume? Seems like the electrical could use some work. Alright, at least these terminals seem serviceable. So, that's a thing. Alright, let's check this out a little. I'm also aware of the fact that this game is also claiming that some amount of, like, starship exploration is either available or coming. Again, the dev notes, okay, alright, fine, jeez, I shan't go that way, aren't all that clear. They make a lot of promises that are pretty freaking vague, and then don't exactly give a whole lot of the how of expectations of the things that they're mentioning. Alright, so criticism of this area. It's incredibly lit, and I can't see any light sources, so, assuming that all these stone formations aren't luminescent of their own power, then that's a little strange quirk in the lighting. Alright, yeah, this place is freaking desolate. There isn't anything here of interest. So, I mean, it's cool to see these, like, large environments that are impressive in scope and size. Is that a Sea of Mercury? I think it was. So I'm getting the hell out of here, and I think I can actually check that out. Yes, from here. I circled around a little, and I'm actually cutting a fair amount of this episode just because most of it is running around environments that little's happening in. So I think I have one more environment to explore, and then I'll see about doing something interesting. Ah, the last one is Orbital Command, so that's it. I am a little concernicus about the state of content and things to do in this game, so I think I shall simply disconnect for now, play offline, and perhaps check and see if there are any additional modes or maps available. And yes, there are actually. It looks like Strike and Tropics are new additions, and that's about it. So I think Tropics looks a little more interesting. I think I shall simply check this out a little and then call it an episode. I had hoped from the patch notes I'd seen in the months since I last covered this game that there was a little more to it. Maybe I'm just mistaking the things that they have planned that are still coming in the future for things that are actively in-game. I don't know. I suppose since... Man, I can't say I have any idea how long this episode has stretched at this point, just considering how much I've had to cut so far. I'll actually start concluding my thoughts, and aha, there we are, there's the key for the changing of camera perspectives. Is that... I think that's a new model for you. Yeah. Alright. Interesting. Either that or it's just a different finish. So, can one consider my opinion of this game, that I once praised incredibly highly, to have changed? For the game itself, the answer is a flat no. I still like the game and I see potential in it, and I think the actual play of it is fun. And I'd hate to see an incident the likes of the scandal that affected it a few months ago to kill it. At the same time, I cannot abide some of the things that were said and done on the part of its developers, particularly its lead project manager, creator, I can't say I know his title in particular, David Prassel. The man did some things that are quite frankly abhorrent, and made some claims that I can't say I approve of. So that's a pretty classic conundrum as far as critique of artistry is concerned. Can one enjoy the product of a person, or a group in this case, that one isn't fond of on a personal level? However, that's a question I don't have a proper answer to. I'm capable, personally, of, I suppose, segmenting my thoughts, of compartmentalizing the things that I'm critiquing and enjoying, and so in that way, yeah, I can still enjoy this game, and at the same time acknowledge the faults of the people that have lent the hand at creating it. I'm not about to tell anyone how to feel about it, because I know a lot of people, especially those that were attacked and threatened in comment threads and on discussion forums. This is a much touchier and more personal subject for them, and I'm not about to presume on how they should deal with it, or whether they should forgive some of the people responsible. That isn't my place. So it's very much left up to the individual in that regard. For my part, personally, I'll still keep a close eye on this, because as I've said, you know, it's still a fun time killer. It doesn't have a great deal of depth at this stage of development. So, for the moment, it's just a fun shoot-'em-up survival game that I can't say all that much about that I haven't already in past episodes. I'll certainly say that it is most fun alongside friends online. Simply playing this game in single player is just a time killer. Actually, you know, carousing with friends and, you know, competing for kills and cooperating to take down, you know, like massive enemies, the likes of some of the Rexes and such, that's fun. And no amount of drama on the part of the creators can take that away from the game itself. I still acknowledge, however, that for some people, the distraction of the conflicts surrounding this game's history, it could overshadow the fun of the actual game itself. So that's pretty much all I've got to say there. I'll probably cover this game intermittently in the future. I can't claim any regularity for that, so apologies for anyone that had hoped for much more you know, detailed and constant coverage of it. For some reason, it seems like a lot of people sort of got it in their heads when I first started covering this game that I'd make it like a daily show or something. That isn't at all the case. I just wanted to spotlight a game that I thought looked like it was, at the time, an exemplary showcase of an early access title. So, aside from the incident, that assessment stands. And I think... Now, this is the pump-action shotgun. As I mentioned at the start, they have completely cut and replaced all of the content that offended Activision. So, as far as I know, the game is clean and on the up and up at this point. just in case anyone had any fears of, supporting a game that still continued to use stolen assets. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't at this stage. So, that's pretty much all I've got for this episode. Consider my assessment of this map pretty positive, because I like the change of pace as far as the lighting is concerned. I might like to see the rain effect on the actual helmet visor toned down a little, because it's a little obnoxious. Kind of gets in the way. It is somewhat immersive. At the same time, though, it's just more annoying than it is aesthetically pleasing. So I like the fact that it's there. If there were a slider for it, let's say, I'd take it down several notches. So, as the harvester makes his way to his destination, I shall call this an episode here, and at some point, I'll try to actually kill a T-Rex in an episode proper. I have on a live stream. That live stream is available somewhere on the channel. I'll link it in the description. Could you stop ankle biting me? Anyway, always chewing at my damn ankles, those things. So anyway, thank you all kindly for watching. I am Kinsmark here at Lastful Press, and as always, wish you all good game, and Godspeed. Oh hi, Allosaurus. How are you? You're a little more intimidating and a lot more hard. Okay, alright. Oh no.